Good morning and welcome to At the Sharp End, a weekly business and innovation show brought to you by Khemeia Consulting. I'm your host, Ian Sharp, and this morning I've got our Head of Business Insights, Jon Stephenson, with me. This is episode 38 in a series, and today's topic is the innovation process, finding a business coach. And actually we're going to talk a little bit wider about that, aren't we, Jon?
Yeah, good morning, Ian. Thank you for having me on At the Sharp End.
No, good morning. Thanks for being on, as always. So we work with a lot of companies and we do coaching, and one of the things that is often difficult is a company trying to make a decision to find a coach and then actually finding the right one. And so we've got quite a bit of experience of working in different sectors and helping different people to achieve what they want from a growth perspective within their business. So I myself am actually a growth accelerator coach, or business growth service as it's part of now. I'm also a manufacturing advisory service consultant, and I access all sorts of other funding streams as well to help businesses access my skills to help them grow. So Jon, let's kick off. Why would a business look to get a coach in the first place, do you think?
Great focus for the business, Ian. I think it's the main driver. It could be improved productivity, it could be increased sales, it could be improved employee engagement, or it could be to ensure that you achieve your business goals.
And also, it's important, isn't it, that actually, what is a coach? A coach is an impartial, critical friend that you can use to actually bounce ideas off. So it's not your partner, it's not your business partner, it's not a board, it's not a management team. It's an independent person that will actually has expertise to bring and wants to help you work on your business. All right, Jon?
Yeah, agreed. I think it's also important as well to get a coach that's got real life experience. So ultimately, it's not just about the qualifications, it's not just about theory. You want a coach who's actually been there and done it. It doesn't have to be in that area of your business either. It could be from a different market sector.
So that's one issue that we get often is business leaders look for a coach that's got specific expertise relevant to their business. That is to say, they've worked in the same sector often, and we think that's a weakness actually if you do that, don't we, Jon?
We do, yeah. The problem with that is that the chances are that they've got skills and experience which are the same as the business owner, but that's fine in one sense. But you also want to bring someone in who's got an experience of working in a different environment and who can offer learning and understanding using different business models, as an example.
No, that's right. So let's skip on to let's just do one other thing first. Let's advertise Haroon's Hangout, which is our other weekly business show that happens on a Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. GMT with our very own Haroon Rashid, who's the head of our online marketing. It's a great show. It's been running a long time, and I'm sure you get a lot out of it from a marketing perspective. So be sure to tune into that. So, Jon, coming back to the topic, the real topic, which is how to choose a business coach. Where do you find one? So I've mentioned a couple of structures that exist already. Do you have any? Excuse me. Do you have any places and pointers for people wanting to start looking for a business coach?
Yeah, two things. The first thing is that, as you and I both know, growth is not easy, nor is it obvious. It's not something that just happens. It needs to be managed, Ian, and that needs a process and a strategy. And I think the first thing to say is the mindset of the business owner and the mentality of the business owner. And the second thing is, where do you find a decent coach? So the first thing is, obstacles to overcome in a business owner's mind is, I think, you might hate taking advice, but in order to move your business forward, you're going to have to bite the bullet and take some advice. The second thing is, you're used to knowing your own mind, and potentially some people hate looking weak, but in order to move your business forward, I think it's important that you don't want to miss out on opportunities. Barriers for doing that could be fear of failure, or a little bit of uncertainty about how to grow your business. So,
that's a great point, actually. So the key place to start, even before you start looking at a coach or looking for a coach, is to understand exactly what you're trying to achieve. You should have a clear set of objectives for where you're trying to go in your business, so that you can actually start to articulate that and start to understand in your own mind what you're trying to look for in a coach. Once
yeah,
you've got that, then there are places to go. So you can contact Growth Accelerator, and there are 3 strands within Growth Accelerator, depending what skills you want to access. Access to finance, business coaching for growth, and growth through innovation. And we do business coaching for growth and growth through innovation, and we've got partners that do access to finance. And all those strands work very well if you get the right partner.
yeah.
Excuse me, where else might they go, John?
You can also branch out and exploit your networking opportunities that you've got within your own LinkedIn community. It's often overlooked. I think there's a tendency there in the UK for people to use it as a form of recruitment first, LinkedIn as a platform, and not really as a form of impartial advice. Impartial advice is something that you can get, which can help, especially within your own trusted connections of who people have used before and who they rate. I think that's a good starting point. And the other thing is, as well, is don't just jump in with the first business coach that you speak to. You can take your time and select the right coach that's right for you.
Absolutely. There is a big tendency to, especially on some of the schemes, if a coach is recommended by, pardon me, one of the growth managers, then there's a real tendency to say, well, that's the coach we've got to have, and that's not necessarily true. I always think the coach and the client have to be a really good, strong fit. You might not come out of it the best of friends, but actually you respect one another and you can work together, and that's really important. So there's got to be a cultural fit, and you've got to like one another enough to be able to work together. There are other things as well. So if you access something like Horizon 2020, which is European funding for R&D, if you're a small company, an SME, that is less than 250 people and less than 40 million euro turnover, then there is a thing called SME Instrument, and coaches that are on that get applied to for a number of days, and actually longish interventions to work with the company on that project, and that's a great way in. It's a great way of doing it, and it gives you real focus because there's a project to work on. So that's really good oversight and engagement. Other than that, John's absolutely right. So get out there, use your network, ask your lawyers, ask your accountants, ask your bank managers. They'll all be able to point you at business coaches.
Yeah, I think also as well, there's one other thing that's important before you reach out, and that's work out what sort of business growth is right for your startup, for your SME. So are you looking at operational, innovative, or strategic? Operational, are you looking at business growth through doing more of what you do? Innovative, are you looking at what you do differently? Or strategic, are you just looking to do things differently? And really, you don't just get one coach. It could be that you've got a specialist need for operational growth. So it might be, we always say there's 3 barriers for business growth: people, process, finance. So if it's an operational one, it could well be that you want a growth coach who's got specialist knowledge within that area only.
Yeah, absolutely right, John. And that's so to round up, there are various forums to look on. Growth Accelerator is a great service. Horizon 2020, talk to your professional service partners, bankers, lawyers, accountants. They'll all know business coaches. You might know a coaching association yourselves. There are some private ones. Failing that, jump on social media. Go and look on either Twitter or on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is fantastic. We recommend the quality of the network there and the groups. Participate in the groups and actually actively look for someone that you think would be a great business coach. think that's a good roundup for today. John, thanks a lot for being on the show.
Thank
That's
you.
really appreciated. And next week we'll have Haroon Rashid on, our head of digital marketing. Sorry, I had to look at my show notes then just to think who was on. Until that time, have a great week, and we hope you found this episode useful. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.